Hi there, welcome to MindBody Chair Yoga, and I'll meet you on the chair. So moving forward to sit, taking the knees nice and wide. Make any little movements that might feel just nice or supportive before we come into some stillness. Admitting somebody there. And we'll close the eyes. Just allow yourself to settle into the body. Beginning to observe the breath flowing in and out of the body. And just noting sensation. Hi, Leslie. And allowing yourself to bring your awareness down into the body. Kind of releasing all of the thoughts. So that you can focus in on the sensation of being alive, of inhabiting this human body, this complex and geniusly created human body. And acknowledging that there is far more going right with this body than there is going wrong. Sometimes it's easy to focus in on what's not working. Forgetting all of the beautiful, wonderful things that are going right. So maybe bringing the hands to your heart, right over your heart, and just really honoring all the things that are going right in your body in this moment, the countless things, the things that we don't even know that are going right. And offering, an acknowledgement of all of your effort, these years and years of practice that have allowed for this continuation of the right things. And we'll bring our hands to heart center and initiate our practice with a unifying Om as we inhale together. Inhaling, open the eyes. Exhale, release. We stretch out the face. We'll start rolling our shoulders. Inhaling, forward and up. Exhaling, back and down. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. Worked out just some new arm exercises. We'll do one arm at a time. We'll just bring your left arm down, just fingertips pointing down. We're going to lift the arm up and reach it forward so that like a bit of the shoulder is reaching forward. And then we're going to pull the elbow back. Elbows at about 90 degrees, and we're not going to come all the way back. We're just going to bring the elbow and shoulder in line. We're going to externally rotate that arm, fingers back, just as much as you can. Internally rotate it down as much as you can. And here we can exaggerate that shoulder roll. We'll bring the hand back to parallel, reach it forward, and allow it to come down. Okay, so let's do that a few times. Reach forward. Pull back, external rotation, internal rotation. Bring it back to center, reach forward, and allow it to come down. Do that one more time. Reach forward, shoulder comes forward, elbow comes back. External rotation, so feeling that from the shoulder. Internal rotation, we'll exaggerate that shoulder forward, bring it back in line, reach it forward so we feel the scapula extend, and then bring it back down. Good. Other side, reach it forward, shoulder reaches forward, bring it back, elbow in line with the shoulder. External rotation, feeling that from the shoulder. Internal rotation, let's exaggerate that a bit. Bring the arm back, reach it forward, feel the pull of the scapula, draw the hand down. Okay, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and last time, in, reach forward, exhale, pull back, external rotation, internal rotation, back to neutral, reach it forward and drop it down. Good. Roll it out some more. Good. Arms at I Dream of Jeannie. Inhale, up, exhale down. Switch it over. Inhale, up, exhale down. Repeat. Breathing in and out and in and out. Good. Let's get watery. Just see what you notice. Get those shoulders, the joints here, nice and juicy. Good. Fingertips up to the sky. Big breath in. Draw the fingertips down. One elbow down, one elbow reaching up. Inhale, reach up, and exhale over to the other side. So I'm going to offer you up, remembering this is optional, if you want to clasp the hands and create a bit of resistance. For me, like, this is the most glorious stretch for the back of the arm, the triceps. And especially if you've been doing the Yoga for Bone Health class, this feels pretty nice because the tricep have been getting a nice workout. Reach those fingers up, trace back behind you, getting that stretch through the front of the shoulders, pectorals, and roll out the shoulders once again. Okay, arms out to the side. Let's do external rotation, lift the heart, big breath in. Exhale, internal rotation, little mini cat-cow in the upper body, just focusing in from like the base of the scapula. Inhale, exhale, rounding right to the crown of the head. Inhale, exhaling. Last one. And release, stretch out the face. Yawning, sighing, releasing. Roll those out. Okay, we're going to take the knees nice and wide. We're going to tuck and lift the tail. We can do this with lifted heels just to exaggerate that tucking. Slow tucking and a little bit of rounding there to really feel that part that can get a little bit crunchy in the low back. Elongate it now. Engage those abdominals to help support it. Last one. Great. Heels down. Inhale, forward, fold. Exhale, rise up and just tuck that tail again. Inhale, forward, fold. Exhale, rise up. Tuck that tail one more time. Inhale, forward, fold. Exhale, tuck that tail. Great. Full cat-cow now. Reaching those arms forward, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, feel the shoulder blades draw away from each other. Inhale, lift the heart, tuck the tail, squeeze those shoulder blades and open the heart up towards the sky. Exhale, rounding, cat pose, navel drawn towards the spine. Inhaling, cow pose, belly is forward. And moving between these two shapes. And again, if you want to add a little bit of some movement here and there that feels good to you, go for it. All right. Whew. And release. Okay, big breath in. Exhale, we're going to drop our chin down toward the chest. Let that head be heavy, both shoulders soft. So we've really Stretch out the shoulders, the spine a little bit, all the way down to the tip of the tailbone. So now we're gonna concentrate right where the top, where the skull and the neck meet, getting a nice bit of elongation here, and then just taking the head a little bit side to side. Expanding this range of motion. As it opens up with this movement, with your focused attention on the breath, when you meet resistance, breathing into it, breathing out, allowing it to soften. Coming back to center, inhale, lifting the chin. Exhale, gazing over your left shoulder, inhaling, back to center, exhaling, gazing over the opposite shoulder, inhaling, grabbing onto your fingers, the wrists, the forearms, or your elbows, inhaling, growing tall. And we'll do the same stretch. Now we've added a bit of resistance. Inhale back to center, exhale over, just holding, seeing what you notice. Inhale back to center, releasing the hands, big breath in, take left ear to left shoulder. Just check that both shoulders are soft, inhaling your ear, the shoulder up to your ear. And exhale, slowly drawing it down as you bring your left ear maybe a little closer to the left shoulder. Inhale that shoulder up, big breath in. And exhaling, drawing it down. One more time. Inhale, lifting up that shoulder. And exhale, drawing it back down. Now inhaling and exhaling, turn your nose down toward the shoulder, exploring this stretch from the side of the skull, these muscles here that attach to the top of the shoulder, and then ear to shoulder, nose to shoulder. Back and forth a few times. And then we'll rest here, nose to shoulder, big breath in, tuck your chin in towards the throat, and then draw the nose back to the shoulder. And you can explore this as far as it makes sense to you, just finding these 2 points where we can expand, lengthen, release tension. Okay, then just nice and easy, slow motion, just bringing the head back up to center. Stretch out the face, let's get watery. Big stretch. And preparing for the other side, inhaling and exhaling, right ear to right shoulder. And you might notice one side being very different. I always do on this side, so being kind and compassionate to whatever you find. And then we'll take a big breath in and take your shoulder up to the ear, and a slow, steady exhale, draw it down, creating some nice elongation in the muscles. And if you need to, take your fingertips, rub into any muscles that are really tense or like creating resistance, just to help soften it out. And there we go, ears getting a little closer to the shoulder. Big breath in, exhale, turn your nose down toward the shoulder, gazing at the top of the shoulder, inhaling, ear to shoulder, exhaling, nose to shoulder. We'll do that one more time. Connecting breath with movement, and we'll take the nose down, pause, inhale, just a little tuck of the chin. Then take the nose back to the shoulder. Another tuck of the chin, just targeting the neck at a different angle, finding these 2 points that make sense to you. And that might change depending on where you're holding tension on any particular day, what you're noticing. And then we'll pause, and nice and easy, just return the head back up. Yawn, sigh, and let's just be watery one last time. Nice, I'm already feeling so much better. Okay, grabbing onto the left side, reach your right arm up, trace that rainbow over your head, and we're gonna lean and inhale up, really root this right hip down, exhale, lean, and back up. So your pace, just allow your body to flow back and forth. All right, inhale up and exhale over to the other side. Rooting down the hip. So I'm not exactly sure what your experience yesterday was from the news from the South, but I certainly had a very, very strong emotional response to it. Inhale, exhale, bring the arms down. Now float the arms up. Exhaling, turning to one side, gazing behind you as best you can, inhaling up and exhaling over to the other side. So I bring that up, just keep going back and forth, left and right, because I had to make the conscious decision to allow myself to feel the feels, all the feels. It was uncomfortable and I cried a lot. And I realized I needed to let these emotions flow through my body, or else they were going to get stuck there and cause tension and cause grief. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down, roll up the shoulders, bring the thighs together. Cross your right hand over to the left knee, bring your other hand up like a salute. We're going to inhale, just kind of recoil back. Exhale, draw the navel back, take elbow to knee. Inhaling up and back and exhale. So explore your range of motion. And yeah, I'm curious, maybe after class we can have a little chat if anybody else experienced something like this. I feel like I'm still working through these emotions and just allowing them to come in and out of the body so they don't get stuck. Okay, coming back to center, releasing, stretching at the face, squeezing and spreading the toes. Do a little bit of hands and wrists over to the other side. Inhaling, reaching back. Exhaling, rounding the back, taking navel towards the spine and inhaling. And exhaling. Move forward. Last time. All right, back to center. Good. Take those knees out to the side again. Turn your fingers in. Inhale, take that right shoulder, dip it down. Gaze over the opposite shoulder. Inhale, rising up. Exhale. And we'll just go back and forth. So just allowing for some more flowing feelings, flowing movement. Flowing movement to allow for feelings to flow in and out of the body. Inhaling up. Exhale, release. We'll bring those feet together, come to stand. And I've kind of created a new balance flow. And it's balancing on 2 feet, but we're going to be moving our arms and bending the knees and challenging our balance in different ways. So I'll just demonstrate, and it's just going through chair pose and an extended mountain pose. So bringing your arms back and then inhaling chair pose, exhaling rise, inhale up to the sky, bring the arms back. So inhale chair pose, swing the arms back, inhale and rise. Bring it back down. So, and then you can explore with the tempo. Okay, so obviously the faster you go, the more challenging it is for the balance. But sometimes going slower creates more challenge with the balance. So just moving at your own pace. And at the same time, we're really focusing in on the shoulder movement, warming up the thighs, and noticing when you come up to your tippy toes, lifting that navel up towards the heart to help support stability, moving between chair and our extended mountain. We'll do one more. Yeah. So that's more like stability than balance, but I could really feel that, you know, in the ankles as you go back and forth, and the ankles are making these little micro movements, which help support our balance practice. So take your hand at the back of the chair and we'll fold forward. Reaching the arms forward and let's bring softness into the shoulder. We're going to exaggerate this back and forth. Stretching through the shoulders. Whew. All right, now ankles under the hips. We're going to start pedaling the knees forward and back, drawing one hip back as the opposite hip is forward. And we're keep those heels down on the floor. And let's focus on exaggerating, bringing the hip back, maybe even pausing, swaying a bit. Then the other side, exaggerating, bringing it back. A little mini sway back and forth a few more times here. As we start to feel into the hips. All right, inhaling, right foot forward, big step forward, knee over ankle, floating your arms up to the sky. Exhaling, hands come down and stepping back. Navel's lifted towards the spine. Inhaling, left foot forward, knee over ankle, one or both arms up to the sky. Squeeze the thighs, press into the back heel. Exhaling, hands come down and stepping back. We're going to repeat that. So really connect with the breath as you move. Like a moving meditation. Opposite side, inhaling, big step forward. Press into that back heel, lift the heart. Let's take that right foot forward again, left foot out to the side. All right, we're gonna lift the arches of the feet, squeeze the thighs together, lift the navel. We're gonna bring our hands behind our head. Inhale, elbows back and lift the heart. Exhale, elbows together, tuck the chin. Inhale and exhaling. Breathing in and breathing out. If you were feeling tippy, you can always take one hand down to the chair. Choice is yours. Last one. And we'll exhale, release. Bring those hands down and turn that back toe forward onto the ball of the foot and just hop that foot a few times back. Just far enough so that you can lift and lower the heel and get a nice big stretch in the calf. Now, as you're doing that, see if you can rise up a little bit. Maybe take one hand to the hip. Maybe hover the other hand, just exploring balance. Now we'll drop one heel and lift the front toe. And go back and forth like a little teeter-totter. And if you want to explore balance, bringing hands to hip or one hand to hip, you can always keep both hands on the chair. Making sure that we don't forget about the important task of stretching out the calves as we move between these two shapes. Okay, coming forward, lift that back heel and hop that back foot forward and come into our cross-country ski tracks. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold, taking forearms to the back of the chair. And if you need to, you can take the feet back a little bit. If you want to explore this forward fold. Breathing in and out, we're just going to sway the hips a little bit. Really press down into the right big toe. Bend that front knee and straighten it. Bend it and straighten, or working towards straight. All right, inhale, we're going to rise up and step back into our forward fold. Maybe bend the knees, maybe rise up. Bend and sink the hips and rise up. Okay, left foot forward, big step forward, right foot comes out to the side a little bit. Virabhadrasana 1, squeeze the thighs, press into the back heel, lift the back thighs. Okay, we're gonna do the same exercise, hands at the back of the head, lift the heart, elbows back, inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift the heart, exhale. And if you feel like you need to use the chair at all for balance, just use the opposite hand. Lift the arches of the feet, press into that back heel, lift the back thigh up towards the sky. Go your pace, a little bit of dynamic movement here, hands come down, and turn that toe forward. Pop the ball of the foot a few paces back as we lift and lower. Stretch out the calf. Okay, and you can add lifting the front toe and then exploring coming up and perhaps using this as a balance opportunity. Just gazing forward at one point, maybe hover the hand. Lift the navel to support. All right, bring the hands down. Hop that back foot forward a bit. Come into our cross-country ski tracks with the opposite foot forward. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Bringing forearms to the back of the chair or hands on the seat of the chair. You can always do that. We want to have the spine so it's really long. So try not to round the spine in any way. And then pressing into the left big toe, just sway the hips. This front knee can be bent any amount. And then bend the knee and straighten the leg. Bend the knee, straighten the leg, bend the knee, straighten, bend, and straighten. We'll rise up. Exhale, step back into our forward fold. Take your right hand, inhale, and exhale, extend the right hand over to the left ankle and turn your heart to that direction. Inhale, hand returns to the chair. Exhale, left hand to right, either the shin or the ankle or the foot, and turn your heart in the opposite direction. You're going to repeat, inhale and exhale. So notice my knees are slightly bent here, so I'm not putting too much stress on the hamstrings, but certainly they're getting a nice big stretch. Hands come up, and we're going to walk our feet to the back of the chair. Roll it out. Good. Arms, hands or arms distance away from the chair, rising up on your very tiptoes. Bend the knees as you slide your back down the imaginary wall. Drop the heels down, and then we rise up with energy. Wrap the muscles around the bones, grow tall. Repeating, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, lift the navel. Exhale, engage. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, engage. Maybe with one hand, maybe just one finger. Okay, now reverse it. Bend the knees, lift the heels, rise up, lower the hips. Bend the knees, lift the heels, rise up, and lower the heels. Do it one more time. Bend the knees, explore that range of motion. Lift the heels, hello thighs, exhale, rise up, and release. The heel comes down. Perfect. Okay. Turning to face the front, we'll take our chair to the left side. Bringing one hand to your waist and you're just arm's distance. Okay, we're going to slightly bend, lift your foot, and we're just going to do a little bit of movement just at the knee. We're just warming up the knees one at a time. Grow tall, lift the navel. Make sure you're feeling really solid in this standing hip. And then we're going to circle one way. Stretch out the face. You can go your pace. A little slower, a little faster, whatever makes sense to you. Change that direction. Like you're pedaling backwards. Okay, that's the last one there. All right, just do a little shimmy, shimmy, shake. You can feel this leg starting to warm up. We're going to keep going with a little ballet action. So we're going to point that toe forward, grow tall, inhale. Exhale, kick it up any amount. Inhale, exhale, kick it up. But we want to have this kind of like a quick kick up. Really asking the muscle to respond, to lift, last one, lift, let's hold it, point and flex. Circle one way, circle the other. You can always hover a hand here if you want to explore balance. Squeeze and spread the toes. And then release. Shimmy shake that one out. Okay. We're going to point the back toe and lift the heart. I'm going to turn to my side, otherwise I'm going to kick the wall. Inhale, exhale, lift it up. Exhale, kick it up. Squeeze the glute. The glute makes a little fist as you lift that leg up, and we're not leaning forward. We're going to keep this heart lifted, spine tall, crown of the head rising up. Glute and glute. Okay, release, turn. Okay, we're going to point our toe out to the side, grow tall. So make sure our hip isn't leaning into the side. Draw the navel up and hug in the ribs. Inhale, exhale, lift up. Exhale, lift up. And I understand this side, this kicking out to the side is a little bit more challenging than kicking forward or back. So don't feel like you have to have the same kind of spurt of energy. Okay, last one, or speed. Stretch the face, cross it out. Okay, cross, inhale, reach up, exhale over. Inhale in. Exhale over. Let's do some more. It's just like gentle flowing. Just allowing things to flow through you. Inhale up. And exhale. Release. Okay. Switching over to the other side. About arms distance and standing tall. All right, we're going to lift your leg and just moving at the knee joint. Just rocking the foot forward and back. Let's get really solid in our foundation, grow tall. Maybe lift the glute a little bit in the standing leg, lift the navel. Heart is lifted, shoulders are soft. Okay, here we go. We're gonna head forward. And you can explore how high you're gonna take that knee, how far back you're gonna take that heel. Get curious about this range of motion. Okay, and then we're gonna change the pedal. Backward pedal. Oh boy. Really noticing the effort required in my standing leg already. Okay, and release. Let's just shimmy, shake that out a little bit. Okay, coming back to a nice tall stance. We're going to point that outside foot. Inhale. Exhale, kick it up. Exhale, kick. Kick. Shoulders soft. Lift the heart. Lift the navel. Maybe you want to explore balance. However you want to do that. Maybe just one finger be hovering. Last one, lift, point and flex. Maybe balance. Stretch out the face. Squeeze and spread the toes. Circle the ankle one way. Circle it the other way. And we're going to release. Ha. Good. And rock those hips from side to side. Now, opposite leg. Point it back, grow tall. I'll show you the side view. Inhale. Lift. Pick up. Pick up. Pick up. Last one. And release. Okay, just shimmy that one out. All right, we're going to extend your leg out to the side, grow tall, really hug in, big breath in, exhale out to the side. Now exhale out to the side. If you want to explore balance, just make sure you're not leaning to the side in any way. And release, outside leg crosses over. Inhale, float the arm up, exhale over. Inhale up. Oh boy, that feels so nice on the side body. Inhale up and exhale, release. Good. We're gonna move now to facing the seat of your chair, coming into a table shape so that your wrists are under the shoulders and your feet are under your hips. Let's take our left hand, so our fingertips are at our temple. And we inhale, open your elbow up, turning the heart. And exhale, bring your elbow down toward your wrist. Inhale, reach it up. So this is kind of mirroring what we did on the chair with our leg, arm crossed over to the opposite knee. So really opening up a little mini twist here. And then option, instead of keeping the fingertips at the temples, maybe reach your arm up to the sky. And then you can bring your arm under the elbow and reach it through. So reaching the arm up, and then exhale, reaching it through. Now that we're nice and warmed up, just bringing that movement into the thoracic part of the spine. Nice, and release. Bring your feet out wide. Toes are pointed forward. Nice big wide stance. Sink over to the left side and then rise up. Sink over to the left side. We're just gonna focus on one side. We'll do the other side later. Don't you worry about that. Just sinking over, exploring the thigh. We need to push into that foot to bring us back to center, but also stretching the inside of the right leg. And if we focus just on one side at a time, then we can really notice, okay, this last one as we sink down, how with that repetition, we're able to very gradually expand that range of motion. Now we're gonna bring our feet back together. Mountain feet, bend the knees, inhale, float your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring your arms forward. Make a little fist with your hand and nod at the wrist. Stretch out the face. Keep the shoulders soft. Circle. So scooping out the peanut butter with your spoon, that'll with the last little bits. And then changing direction. Good, shake it out. Okay, we're gonna come back to that table. Tabletop pose, so wrists are under the shoulders, ankles under the hips. Bring your right fingertips to the temple. Inhale, turn your heart to the right. Exhale, bring your elbow toward the wrist and inhale. Open up to one side, exhale, over to the other side. We'll just do that a few more times. And then option to take your arm all the way up to the sky, just kind of increases the twist a little bit, and then threading the needle, taking your arm and reaching it under the armpit. Inhale, reaching it up, and exhale, extending it through. So option is just keep doing what we did initially. If this feels like too wide or just doesn't feel right with your body. Okay, and coming back. Take your feet nice and wide like we did before. And we're gonna bend the right knee and sink over to the right side. So just should be the opposite side, okay? So as long as you're doing the opposite side. So sinking the knee, make sure it's not going too far past the toes. And then allowing for this release and lengthening on the left inner thigh. So we're just doing one side at a time so we can explore possibly increasing the depth little by little as we sink the hips. We'll do it one more time. Okay, coming back and then bringing the feet so they're hip distance apart, bend the knees. Inhale, float those arms up to the sky. Exhale, trace the angel wings back behind you, interlace your fingers so that your palms are kind of facing up. Roll the shoulders up and back, squeeze the shoulder blades together and slowly press through the wrists, lifting the arms away from the back any amount. Slowly bend the knees. Coming into like a chair pose in the legs, lift the arches of the feet, big breath in. Exhale, we're just gonna go for a little forward fold here. Extending those arms as best you can, reaching away from the back. Don't need to go any farther than tabletop. Inhaling, rise up. And exhaling, whew. Release, circle the wrists, shake it out. Okay, nice. We're gonna come down onto the floor. So coming down whichever way feels most comfortable to you. Using the chair or not. You can roll on the side and lie down, or you can reach forward, scrolling down one vertebrae at a time, tucking the chin. And when we get down, hug in the knees. Squeeze the knees into the chest. Just squeeze and spread the toes a little bit, stretch out the face. Maybe circling your ankles in one direction and then circling them in the other direction. Breathing in and out. Good. Hug your right knee in, push your left heel away. Opposite side, hug the left knee in, push your right heel away. Good. Both feet down, knees bent, arms at your sides. Just a gentle windshield wiper. Slowly, at your own pace, with the intention of drawing when your knees are to the right, your left leg is kind of more on the top. Reach that knee slightly away from the hip to get stretched through the quad and in deep into the hip, and then vice versa. Really bringing your mind's eye into this particular part of the body, the hip. So if you're meeting resistance somewhere, breathing into it, breathing out so that you can release that tension. Okay, knees are back. They're still bent, but more in a neutral position. We're gonna lift your right foot and take it over the left knee. Have a little flex in there. Slowly draw this right knee away from the face. So if it's really close in toward the chest, just see about externally rotating the leg out to the side so that we're coming into our reclined pigeon pose. So let's tuck the chin a little bit, tuck the shoulder blades under, and we're also going to draw the navel down, bring the hands down. Now point your left toe, inhale, exhale, lift and lower, lift and lower. So we'll just do a little flossing as best you can. Again, listening to the body, and we need to engage the navel downward as we ask this joint to move in this direction. All right, now we're gonna lift, take our hands and either grab the outsides of the left leg, the pant leg. You could take your hands behind the knee, or even maybe clasping the fingers in front of the knee, whatever works best for you. Inhaling. Make sure that right foot is a little bit engaged, and then exhaling, just drawing your left leg in toward the chest. Inhale, releasing, and exhale, squeezing in. Inhale, releasing. Exhale, squeezing. Inhaling. Exhaling. And exhaling. Then we'll let both feet come down, arms out to the side. Just let the knees drop over to the right any amount. Inhale, lift the legs back up to center and allow the knees to drop over to the left any amount. And we'll just kind of go back and forth. Just exploring this movement, stopping when you meet resistance, breathing into resistance, allowing for softening. Okay, we're gonna release that foot down. Take your arms back at your sides, tuck the chin, tuck your shoulder blades under, press the navel down as we lift the left leg, gentle flex in the foot over the right knee, point the right toe, and we're gonna inhale, lift it up, and exhale, touch it down. Inhale, lift it up, and exhale, touch it down. Just a few more times. Feeling really grounded through the navel, pressing the low back down. Maybe stretching at the base if need be. Now let's lift that foot. Take your hands over to the right leg, either grabbing onto the pant leg, taking the hand behind the knee, or clasping your fingers in front of the knee. Finding which one works best for you. Inhaling and exhale, just squeezing the leg in toward the chest. Inhale, releasing. Exhale, gently squeezing. Make sure that left foot has a slight flex in it. And if there's any knee pain ever, we back off or we stop completely. So really not only listening to the body, but responding to the body when the body gives us the signal. When the body says no, we need to listen, right? Modify, adjust our expectations. Okay, drop that foot down, arms up the side, inhaling. Exhaling, take the knees as much as you can over to the left. Inhale back a little bit over to the right. And we're just gonna explore it. There's no kind of expectation that the knees or the legs are supposed to be one way or another. We're just moving them around, right? It's checking out this range of motion. And yeah, Suzanne, I like that modification. If the knee is crossed and that's not working for you, just take the foot off of the knee and do this windshield wiper action. Okay. All right. So we will release that foot down. And let's hug both knees into the chest once again. Hugging in, stretching out the face, feet up, knees out to the side. Happy baby. Rock from side to side, perhaps. You could create resistance if you're able to reach the foot. Press the hand into the foot and the foot into the hand. You can rock, you can find stillness, whatever works for you. And then we're going to slowly bring the soles of the feet together, knees away. Nice adductor stretch. And then bring the feet back up to happy baby. Exhale into cobbler. And again, happy baby and cobbler. Now this time when we come back into happy baby, let's keep going. Extend the legs, reach them out as wide as you can. Bring the feet back together, reach them, straightening the leg as best you can, bring them back together. So just a little flow here from cobblers into this V shape, happy baby kind of in between. Last one. Great, soles of the feet together, draw the navel down, arms at your side. Let's do a little froggy. You're gonna push the toes forward on an angle, and at this point, if you were to poke your belly, it's hard as a rock because these muscles are engaging. So if you need to kind of check in, you're drawing that navel down. So a lot of important leg work today. Last one. Extend both legs up to the sky, arms up to the sky, squeeze and spread the toes, open and close the hands, stretch out the face. At your pace. Now make a little fist with your hands. You're gonna nod the wrist and point and flex the feet. Maybe spread the mouth open really wide and then scrunch it up. Now let's circle the wrists and the ankles and really exploring that wrist circle and the other. Nice, big, deep circles here. All right, shake it up. All right, inhale. Exhale, get really small, maybe head comes to the knees. And then inhale, reach out, great big giant starfish. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, reach out, exhale. Squeeze in and inhale, reach out, coming to this shape of surrender. And then surrendering to gravity. Breathing in. And breathing out. You can stay here for a little while. And then eventually drawing the arms in a little bit closer, tuck the shoulders under. Externally rotate the arms, palms up. Or you can turn at the wrist, palms down, whatever feels best. Let your feet drop to the side. Or knees bent, feet wide, drop the knees in toward each other. Finding comfort, ease in the shape, modifying as you need to. If you need a little blanket or a little pillow under your head, go for it. If you're noticing your chin kind of rising up towards the ceiling, just a slight adjustment, tucking in the chin slightly. Micro movement there to ensure that the back of the neck is nice and long as best you can. That's why sometimes a little folded up, even a little hand towel under the head might feel comforting. And then turning your attention to the breath within the body. Allowing the breath to flow through you. Clearing out anything that might be kind of sticky. If there's any sticky emotions, sticky thoughts. Nice, slow and steady, deep inhalation. And a nice, slow, steady exhalation. So I'm inviting you to manipulate the breath a little bit here to facilitate this sense of the breath flowing in and out. And using that image of lying on a beach and allowing a wave to just kind of roll over you on the inhale. And then retreat or roll away. This idea of the cleansing on the inhale, nourishing, releasing on the exhale. I'm going to allow for about 3 or 4 minutes of non-guided practice here. So maintaining your focus on breath and body, noticing when the attention shifts away, being super kind to yourself when you wake up to the present moment. So if you're kind of like, oh wow, I was deep in thought and now I'm in the present moment, That's to be congratulated, not criticized, and then you bring the attention back to breath and body as many times as you need to. Being kind and compassionate. Always. As best you can. And then we'll gently bring some movement into the feet and the fingers and the feet. If that feels good to you, inhaling arms overhead for a big stretch. Bringing the limbs in closer to the torso, rolling over to one side, taking your time. Stay present. It's in these moments of transition where our minds can often take us into the future and the past. So just stay present as we now shift into a seated position. Taking your time to readjust. You can move to your chair or stay seated on the floor in whatever shape feels supportive to you. Sitting nice and tall. And again, let's just allow the breath to flow in and out of the body. As if the body were just, a sheet on a clothesline out in the wind. Just letting the wind, the breeze flow through you. And then taking hand to heart center, take a moment and thank yourself for dedicating this time, putting this time aside for you, for this body, for strengthening this mind-body connection so that we may know the bodies and our mind just a little bit better. We'll bring our hands to heart center and we'll seal in with a traditional Om as we inhale together. Ah. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. It really truly is always a pleasure. And we'll see you soon.